Hello, everybody. I'd like to welcome everybody to the live stream today. I know there's probably a lot of people that are preparing for the storm that's coming, and it's going to be affecting a lot of people. They said on the Weather Channel, pardon me, that was just my phone. But they did say on the Weather Channel there that, this is the worst storm that they have seen in January in 51 years. That's dropping down from out west, coming down through the towards the south, and then shooting up the East Coast. I know some of the temperatures and stuff up north have been just unbelievable. Up where my family lives this morning, it was minus 35, 40 degrees with the wind chill. Down here in Florida this morning, I mean, I live over by the Space Coast, and it was like 45 degrees. This coming week, I think it's supposed to be down around 39, 38. For Florida standards, people, that's quite chilly. But today's video isn't about the weather. Today's video is about, are you prepared? Do you still have time to prepare? And I wanted to do a live video on this one instead of doing a regular video. And I'm hoping that a lot of people get a lot of good information out of this video. Now, I am not sitting at my computer, so I do have my phone here, so I can see if people comment or anything, and if anybody joins in. But at this point in time, the question still stands: is it too late to prepare? With all the given scenarios and everything that has taken place, it is just unbelievable what is going on. And every time there's a little rock in the road, it seems like we go back to square one, right? I mean, that's just how this is playing out. I mean, it's a perfect playbook. We can tell what's going to happen just by the playbook, by what is being dealt to us. And the important thing to remember here is it's not a fact of if you haven't been preparing, if you have time. The fact of the matter is, can you get what you need under these circumstances, under what is going on? When the storms start rolling in, I'm sure there's probably quite a few of you that are out at the stores right now because you weren't prepared, or you didn't have enough of one said product, or enough bread or milk. You know how that always goes. That was the old saying years ago and stuff. People would just, freak out when the storm was coming and run to the store for bread and milk. Well, now it's on top of Charlie Victor 19 and everything else. What's taken place is people are really freaking out because they don't know, with the shortages, the lack of truck drivers, how these storms are holding up the trains. They're holding up planes. They can't move the goods. They don't have enough people to move the goods. They don't have the people to stock the They don't have people to stock the shelves. They don't have any of this kind of stuff. And it's a scary situation that we're living in. So the question stands: do you still have time to prepare? Do you have time to prepare for you and your family? That's the $1 million question, folks. And even if you do start preparing now, if you haven't been preparing at all, it's going to be very difficult for you to get some of the things that you and your family need on a daily basis. It's going to be very difficult for them to understand why you don't have macaroni and cheese, okay? Just for instance, especially if you have kids. Now, if it's just you, or maybe you and your spouse, it's a little bit different situation. You see, kids don't understand the ramifications of not being prepared. They don't understand when they open the cupboards and there's nothing there. They want to know why. when you look on social media, and that's the only place you have to go right now. You don't even have to turn the news on. For all you people that don't like watching any of the news stations or anything else, just go on your social media. It's all right there in black and white, and people are taking pictures and videos and posting them throughout the whole country. And they're telling you where they are, what stores they're at, and they're showing you what is going on. The proof is in the pudding. And it's not going to get better because we're already behind the 8 ball, folks. And now we have these major winter storms that are blowing up and going across from the West Coast all the way to the East Coast and crippling everything in its path. It's just the sign of the times. It's something that we really want to really think about. You need to really think about your preparedness and what you need to do, what you need to have in your said arsenal so that, you know what, you'll be ready. There won't be no second guessing. There'll be no running to the stores, fighting the chaos, fighting the weather, the storm, or anything else to get whatever could be left in the stores, because some of these stores look like March of 2020. And we all remember what that looks like. I went to the store during that whole chaotic event in March of 2020 because I wanted to see firsthand what was going on. And it was unbelievable. It was breathtaking. You couldn't believe that this was happening in the United States of America. But it was. It was right there in black and white. We just don't know when the next stone in the road is going to hit, and we don't know what that stone is going to be. So is it too late for you to start to prepare? I don't think we've got to that exact point, but it's going to be very difficult for you to prepare for long term. And it's going to cost you a lot more money because of inflation. All goods have gone up, everything. I talked about the video I did the other day on canned potatoes and why you needed to have them. And somebody commented on the video and said that they had, because they used to be 60 cents and they're up to 73 cents now in his area. Now, I don't know what the prices are in your area, but in his area, he said they went up to 73 cents. So that's a 13-cent increase per can. You see what I'm saying? Meat prices have gone through the roof. Chicken prices are gone through the roof. It's getting to the point where you can't get the goods you need. If you have animals, I'm sure everyone has noticed that it's very difficult for you to prep and have extra food for your animals because you can't even find the food you need to feed them on a daily basis, right? I mean, that's just where we stand right now in this country. Matter of fact, that's where we stand in this world. It's just a really a sad thing to see and say and everything else. And we really don't understand. Now, if you're just joining in, I can't see my phone right at the second. Like I said, I'm setting away from my computer today. But we're talking about, is it too late to start preparing for you to be prepared? And I've covered a few different things and everything. And I urge everybody to go back and watch this video, this live stream afterwards if you missed anything. But back on topic, I want everybody to understand that if you really start thinking about what you need and start thinking about what you use and start trying to go to the stores on a daily basis if you have to and see what you can get. I would urge everybody to try to go to the stores as early as possible because they stock the shelves and stuff from overnight. So if you get there in the morning and you have a game plan and you know your store, don't go to a store that you don't know. For one reason, You don't know where the products and stuff are. And if it's a mad dash, say, people are preparing for the snowstorm right now, just to give you an instant. All right. If it's a mad dash, the people that know the store are going to get the goods. If you're walking around, you don't know where everything is, it's not a good thing. So go to the stores that you know. This way, when you walk in the door, you know where X, Y, and Z are. All right. I have a really hard time trying to wrap my head around the whole process of people just wandering around the stores when, if it's this type of situation, get in, get the stuff you need, and then wander around the stores. If you're looking for something else, or if you're looking for a shirt or a new pair of socks or whatever it may be, you get what I'm saying? Go in and take care of business first, and then look around the stores and stuff. Because sometimes in some stores, especially Walmart, they're famous for it. If it's a hot topic or a hot item, sometimes if you notice, it's not really where, well, you think it might be. They move them. They put them on an end cap somewhere in the middle of sporting goods, and that's where you're going to find this stuff. It's just like when hurricane season rolls around. And when a hurricane rolls into town, everybody's like swamped for batteries and everything else. Well, they have batteries. They put the end caps up by the front. And they also have these big caps that they put all around the stores. So people go up and they empty out the end caps at the front of the store by the registers, and they think that's it. Well, it's not it. You have to know where they put these things and how they like to hide them. They like to make you walk through the store because they want you to buy more. So you have to stay focused, especially with inflation right now. And if you're on a tight budget, stay focused, seek out the things you need. And this way here, slowly you can start getting prepped. Because time is running out. We are in for one heck of a storm, because it's going to take them so long to recover from this. If you listen to people and everything else, and if you hear anybody say that, oh, well, they're going to get this straightened out in a month or two, they're lying to you, folks, because it ain't going to happen. Think about it using common sense. How long do you think it's going to take? We're already behind the 8 ball because of the whole everything coming off the ships and everything else. All right. The trains haven't been able to move. The trucks haven't been able to move across the country because of the storms. All right. People aren't going to work because of Charlie Victor 19. People are, all in all different fashions and everything else, they're out. And it's going to take quite a while before we get back to a point of where the shelves are somewhat back to normal. I think it's going to take a few years to get it back to normal. And that's me saying that if there's no more rocks in the road, if you get what I'm saying, like I was talking about in the beginning of the video, that rock in the road can really disrupt and really throw a wrench in the whole process. And what happens? We go back to square one once again. It's just what is taking place in this country. Besides the shortages and everything else, it's just one after the other after the other. And if all this stuff combined, between the shortages, between not being able to buy the products you need, between the higher prices for the said products, between not knowing what the stock market's going to do when the feds raise the interest rate, between Charlie Victor 19 and its offspring that's here, what else does there need to happen out there for people to wake up and smell the roses and say, you know what, I got to start prepping? Now, I'm not saying that you have to be some serious prepper, like die hard. You've got a year, 2 years worth of food, but by God, folks, get yourself at least a minimum of 30 days. At least. Because your family will thank you. I don't want to be like the bearer of bad news. And I don't want this to seem like, I'm trying to scare people. I'm trying to awake people to understand how severe and how intense and how important this very issue is. Now, I know a lot of people that watch my channel, you guys have been prepping and everything else. Maybe there's a lot of people out there that have just started prepping. And maybe there could be somebody watching right now that hasn't even started prepping yet, but is thinking, you know what? I think I better get on the 8 ball here. Now, I'm just going to dive over here real quick and see who's here. Pitbull, hey, it's nice to see you. Nana Carey White, nice to see you too. Thank you, Pitbull. I try to get out the information and everything else, and I try to make sure that I'm putting out good information so people are prepared and ready. Nana Carey, right? I hate to admit it, but I think it's going to get a lot worse. If there is enough food, it's going to cost much, much more than even now, to the point people can't buy it. Amen to that. I totally agree on that. I can't stress that enough, folks. You really, really have to be prepared. You have to really think that there's just certain situations that we have to overcome and we have to prepare for. That's what this whole video has been about. And if you're just joining in, if you've missed anything, you want to go back and watch this video once it's done, and rewatch and listen. Because your time is really, really running short, folks. You really have to pay attention and you really have to really think about what it is that you need to be prepared for you and your family. You have to get going on this. Your time is running out. The time to prepare is running out. There is very little time left with the given situations that we have been dealt. The time to be ready is now. There's not much time left. I'm sorry to say that. And you know what? It really bothers me to say that because I live in the United States of America. And unfortunately, I think a lot of people really think and have thought and have probably laid in bed at night worrying about the whole situation of, I can't believe this is happening here. You see, no longer are we left out of the equation of what takes place in other parts of the world. We're all in this boat together. Every single one of us, people from Africa, India, China, Russia, wherever, we're all in the boat together as far as what is going on. But it is our destiny and our own hard work and will to survive. If you start preparing and prepping, you will be a lot better off than the other 60% of this world. I'm just telling you, folks. I don't want to see anything happen to anybody out there. I don't want to see people standing in line, anybody on this channel or watching this channel right now. I don't want to see you sitting in cars that are a mile, 2 miles long to get a box of food. Why? Why do you need to do that? Don't be lazy when it comes to prepping. Don't think, well, I've got this and this. You need to go. That's why I keep reiterating. You need to go through your preps and you need to make sure that, you know what? I have plenty of soap. Don't think of this as just food, folks. You have to think of everything that you use in your household daily, right down to, your soap, toilet paper, paper towels, whatever it may be, your laundry detergent, fabric softener. You need oil for the vehicles. You need light bulbs for the house. You need, well, if you live in the north, you probably need sand. You need salt. You need shovels. You need warm clothes, new gloves, hand warmers to put inside your gloves to keep your hands warm when you're out there trying to shovel snow and it's like 0 degrees. You see what I'm saying, folks? You have to take a total inventory and then you have to start putting it all together. Slowly, surely pick away at things. Prioritize what you already have and what you need, and then make it a goal to get it. So I wanted to bring a quick video today. I just want to jump in here and see who's here. Duke Man, hey, thank you for joining today. I appreciate it. Hey, Duke Man says, I took your tip on looking out for meat sales. Bought a bunch of pork for 99 cents a pound on New Year's. Hey, look at that. And now you're saying it's back to $3.99. You just saved $3 a pound. I hope you stocked up on it because at that price, I mean, come on, that's incredible. Great job. MBG, hey, how you doing? I'm glad you mentioned that preparing is so much more than food. Yes, it is. A lot of people think just because they're looking at a prepper channel or they're looking at, my channel or anybody's channel, if you really go in and you dive into it, a prepper should be talking about a lot of different things. That's just my opinion, folks. That's just how I look at things. You need to have a wide diversity of the items and things that we talk about so that you people out there understand the importance of it's more than just food. That's why I did my whole hurricane series on YouTube. I've got, I don't know how many videos in my playlist on just hurricanes, but the key to that is it's what I do is I break it down and what you need. Some of the stuff, a lot of people just thought, some of it was like, yeah, we know that. But there's people out there that don't know that. They don't know how to secure their house. They don't know how to secure, pick up stuff out of the yards. They don't know how to do any of this stuff. They don't know that they need extra batteries. They need flashlights. They may need extra first aid kits because you don't know what's going to happen. There's a lot more that goes into prepping than just food, folks. Remember that. You have to really take the blinders off. There's a lot of people out there that like to walk around like this, and it just drives me out of my mind. But take the blinders off and make sure that you're paying attention and get the whole picture, because the whole picture is what's going to save your life when the shit hits the fan. Let's just be point blank. Okay? There's no other. I'm not going to beat around the bush on that one. It's just the way it is. And you have to be ready because there's going to be another rock coming. And it's going to be right in the middle of the road, folks. Like I talked about in the very beginning of this video. It's going to be right there. It's going to be right in the middle of the road. Something's going to smack right into that. And next thing you know, we're in a snowball effect. And boom, we're right back to square one once again. Cecil Sweet, nice to see you. Okay, so Cecil Sweet says, I've got a lot of stuff in all categories, but still want so much more. So many holes pop up as you go along, slowly and steadily, one problem at a time. I couldn't send that better myself. Right there, folks. Go through and read the comments. It's right there. And that is so true. That is so true, folks. It is so true how it is so important that you have to constantly keep filling holes because you're going to use products. So you got to constantly keep filling the holes. You're going to have problems that come up. We all don't live in a perfect world. All right. That's for the top 1% that don't have to worry about anything, that's turning around and wanting to change the way that we live our lives. But that's a whole nother topic. But we all have to be prepared because problems are going to come up. You're going to have to figure out how to deal with that problem, how to get around that problem. Excuse me. I'm still getting over my cold a little bit. It's just about gone. But when I talk a lot, I just got to get a quick drink. Sorry, folks. But that's where we stand. We stand, like I said in the very beginning of this video, when I was talking about, making sure that you're prepared. And you have to think, is there still time to prepare? Because a lot of people are probably looking at all the stores and everything that they're seeing all over just their social media. Don't even turn the TV on, like I was talking about in the very beginning of the video. You don't have to. Just go on your social media. I know everybody out there is probably on social media. There's probably very few people that aren't. You can look on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. Go into the search bar and just type in food shortages, and it pops right up, folks. It's right there in black and white. The rock in the road, we hit it. All right. We hit another rock in the road, and it was a big rock this time. So we have to plan for the next rock in the road, because there's going to be something. All right. With the times that we live in, there's going to be something. You've got all this stuff that's going on and everything else. And I just urge everyone out there to get prepared and be ready. Mawa's Homestead and Preparedness. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining in today. I have decided to plant seeds every day this year that I am physically and medically able. There you go. I mean, you just try to keep, putting up, as much food as you can. And if it's your own food, at least then you know exactly what it is and everything else, what's in it. China is closing ports, MBG. I heard something about that. I also heard that they're restricting what they're sending out and what they're not. They're like holding back on a lot of things. So that's kind of disturbing, if you ask me. But you really don't hear too much about that in a sense. I think there's a lot of stuff that the government just don't want us to know, so they're just not going to tell us. And I think there's more to the picture than, what it seems. In closing here, real quick, folks, I just want to thank everybody for joining in today. I know there's probably a lot of people that are preparing for this huge storm that's coming through, that's going to be sweeping right across the nation. It's coming down to the south right now. Tomorrow, we're supposed to have severe weather tomorrow morning. And then after that, it's supposed to get, for Florida standards, cold down here, highs like in the 30s and low 40s. If you've ever lived in Florida, that's cold. But then it's shooting up the East Coast. The whole East Coast is going to get pounded all the way up through. And depending on where you're at, you're going to get either cold rain or snow, ice, and 1 to 2 feet. Just depends on your elevation, really. But I'd like to thank everybody for all that you do for my channel. I'd like to thank everybody for watching my videos. I do have a few videos coming out this coming week, so make sure that you're looking for those. Like I said, my videos will be coming out Wednesdays and Fridays at 5 o'clock. If there's any extra ones on the other days, they'll still be at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, Eastern Standard Time, that is, since I'm over here on the East Coast. And I know there's a lot of people that watch from all over this world, from Australia to Europe, Poland. I've got people that watch from everywhere. And I really appreciate everything that you've all done. And that's why I'm very concerned about what is going on and making sure that you all are prepared, because I don't want to see anything happen to anybody out there on my channel. I want you to be ready. I want you to have the information you need in order to succeed in being prepared. So just remember, live streams are every Saturday at 4 p.m. Hopefully, maybe next Saturday, there'll be a few more people on and that aren't dealing with some major 50-year storm that's coming through and preparing for that. You all stay safe out there. You all stay prepped. You all stay ready. Check off your plan. Check off what you need. Try to get to the stores and get whatever it is you can. Like I said in the very beginning of this video, I talked about the times and stuff that you need to be there. Make sure that you're going at the right time and make sure that you know what to do, like I talked about in the beginning of the video. So until next time, folks, until next Saturday's live stream, you'll have a safe week. And I'll talk to you all soon. Watch out for my videos. They're coming out this week. Stay safe. Keep prepping. Survival preparedness for beginners. Catch you all on the flip side.